Hey everybody, welcome back. James here again with you. And in this video, I'm going to tell you why shooting a PCP air rifle just plain outright sucks in the cold temperatures. Right now in the winter time of Indiana, we've been getting down to single digit temperatures, and it's really putting a toll on the air guns. And if you don't know, there's a reason why your shooting is not up to par in these such cold temperatures. And I know mine is not. Due to the fact of Gay-Lussac's gas law, when you add pressure or pressurize something, it correlates to the temperature. So what does that mean? Well, if you're filling a PCP air gun up with a compressor, that hot air going into the gun and then it cools, you're going to get or show less PSI on the gauge. And what's even worse is when you fill up outside with a compressor or fill it up inside and take your reading and then take it outside, the pressure inside the gun will come down or go up depending on what the temperature difference is. If it's cold out, the pressure is going to go or show down. If it's warm, it's going to increase. Just like if you leave this in your car on a hot summer day, the pressure is going to increase. So what does that mean for wintertime temperatures? Well, let me show you from taking this gun inside, filling it to a 3,300 PSI fill, shooting it and letting it cool off, and then filling it back up, but not with the compressor. So check this out. Room temperature, about 3,300 PSI fill. Here we go, 5 shots, 50 yards. All right, let's let the gun cool down to the temperature outside. And it's at about 3,000 PSI right now. I'll fill it back up to 3,300 PSI with cold air from a SCBA bottle. Okay, you can see there about 3,300 PSI again. My controls on my Stickman and my SCBA bottle are a little frozen. Fun. Okay, take 2 with the Benjamin Aquila. Outside temperature, air and gun, 5 shots. Wow, we're back down to about 3,000 PSI again. So as you could see here that the group was all over the place, the initial 5-shot group. And it was about over an inch or so. And then when I let the gun cool down to the outside temperature, and then pressurize it again with air that is pressurized at this temperature from an SCBA bottle, not with a hand pump or compressor, because that will increase the temperature of the gun, or the air cylinder I should say, and you do not want that. You want everything to be equivalent. And this is why I personally, if I'm shooting for something like this particular, you know, like for instance, a lot of you may or may not know that I was able to take a deer here for the first year in Indiana, harvest a deer with an air gun this year with a PCP. But I also got my gun set up for that because I aired it up, left the gun outside to the temperature I knew I was going to be shooting in, or so, give or take. And that's what happened. I was able to harvest a deer past 100 yards with the 50 caliber PCP air rifle. Who would have thunk, right? But anyway, you could see that the group here, the initial group, was just pretty much all over the place. Well, when I left the gun cool down and pressurized it again with an SCBA bottle, again with the air that is the same temperature as outside already, and the gun is cooled down, I shot another 5, and it cut my group size down about half. And you can notice a significant shift here, more towards the right of the target. And that's another reason. So shooting in winter temperatures or so like this, really cold temperatures, it doesn't have to be winter depending on where you live at, the air is more dense. So that causes a lot of problems with pellet flight also. And I'm sure a lot of you may or may not have noticed that. And what happens is you have to tune your gun to the different temperatures. That's just the bottom line. It happens on every gun, no matter if it's regulated, unregulated. PCPs that are pressurized, you have to air them up to the temperature outside you're shooting in hopes of getting the same amount of accuracy or precision. And as you can see, again, the group shifted due to the fact that the air is a lot thicker, I should say, a lot denser at this temperature than it is in warmer temperatures. So that's why I personally don't shoot much in the winter time unless I'm out doing some type of certain testing or otherwise like that. But anyways, I just wanted to share with you guys why this happens. And again, this happens if you're airing up the gun at room temperature. You know, the air will settle back down to that room temperature. If you air it up inside and bring it out here and let it sit for 30 minutes, the pressure gauge will drop. You know, again, this is why I air up with air that is the same temperature as the outside temperature I'm shooting in, because I want all my constants to be the same if possible. And then I could tune the gun in and see how well it shoots. But that's just me personally. So anyways, I hope you got something from this video and seen what I'm talking about, because a lot of compressors are becoming more and more affordable and people are getting away from hand pumping, but they both cause the same exact issue, whether you're pumping the air in it manually or using the compressor, putting warm air in it. So in the winter time here, like I mentioned, I prefer to use the SCBA bottle that has the air the same temperature as outside. That's why I particularly leave my guns and my SCBA bottle outside to be the relative temperature as of outside. So I hope this video helped you out understanding why, if you think your tune is off or you have a significant POI shift, or if you think your pressure is dropping because of the colder weather, and that is why. So anyways, thanks for watching. I appreciate it as always.